confusion, many candidates, many people clamoring to stand, and our people do not understand. What is the state of the opposition as you wind up your thoughts on the state of the country?
Yeah, very well. So I was actually talking about Zambians participating in the strategic economic activities of this country. Everything is not in the hands of the Zambians today. Everything is not in the hands of the Zambians. And I would have wished to see a situation where, for example, strategic mines were going to be given to Zambians to participate therein. If Zambia, taking advantage of the soil that we have, produced much, we can feed Africa, we can feed the world. And you know what that would do to our economy. Coming to the part of the opposition participation, the opposition where we are today. First of all, I want to say that the opposition today has faced a lot of punches, a lot of threats by this ruling party. There has never been a time when 4 years and just less than a year to go into an election, no major opposition participation in politics. I would not have supported that we must begin to politic in year one of a government that has just been put in power. But I can tell you that this government has been given a lot of leverage in order for them to prove what they promised the people of Zambia in terms of deliverables. But this government has completely failed to do that. Not only have they failed to do that, now that we are going into the next election, you have seen how this government is stopping the opposition to flourish. And when I talk about the opposition, I know that there are many political parties in the opposition, but every country, in the US, for example, there will be the Democrats, there will be the Republicans. These are the major two parties. And at any given time when the Democrats are in power, the Republicans will be the major opposition political party. And in this country, we will not talk about opposition without the PF having to be mentioned, because the PF is the largest opposition political parties. The PF has the largest number of members of parliament in the House. It has a largest number in terms of mayors, council chairpersons, and councillors in this country, going to over 1,000 of our councillors, and that's not a small number. And so with the PF being the mother of the opposition, it was hoped that the PF would have been allowed to democratically participate in the governance of this country, to give checks and balances. But what has happened is very sad that the major opposition political party has received a lot of so-called, in the inverted commas, as they would want to glorify the use of misuse, actually, of terminologies like Mingalato. Okay, all of that is being done to stop the opposition from having to participate freely. And I can tell you that the root cause of this problem is not because the president now wants to kill democracy. The problem that is getting, or that has gotten the country to this state of affair, is the fact that now the president is having to rethink and want to defend his position next year. For a moment, just imagine that this president had delivered those promises he told the people, that Mirimi was going to be at 50 kwacha. Just imagine if he had done that. Where would the opposition find the strength or the guts to go and challenge such a government which has delivered? If this government had delivered, for example, in terms of roads that promised the people, okay? In Western Province, this government promised the people, for example, that they were going to do that Mongu, Lukulu, Watopa, the road that my good brother, Honorable Mtero, kept crying for, that they were going to do, for example, the Sesheke, Kazungula, Livingstone Road. They were going to do major roads in this country, the bottom road that was left by the PF in Southern Province, okay, the Greatest Road up to the bridge, and so on. If they had delivered, that there was no load shedding today, even if there was going to be load shedding only for just 6 hours or even just 12 hours of our time, if they delivered, I don't see how this government was going to go out for the opposition. So when you see any government begin to target the opposition, know for sure that they fail to deliver on their promises. That is marking key number one. You see a government target the opposition, you must know that that government has failed to deliver on its promises. And so they are ensuring that they kill the opposition in order for them to remain as the only players on the political field. What this government has completely forgotten is that even for them to win the elections, first of all, this is a government that got into power democratically. This is a government that condemned, for example, bad democratic trends. And after condemning them, the very things that they were condemning, they have done them pro max. They've done atrocities pro max. How many members of parliament have lost their seats unheard of in this country? Under flimsy cases that have been created for them, or in trying to make sure that they can get numbers in parliament in order for them to change and amend the constitution to get them stay in power forever. So for me, state of affairs today in terms of the roles of the opposition is really very saddening, because we have really been hit as opposition. Never ever in this country have we seen where people fear to talk about the problems they have in this country. We have seen how even just mere bloggers have been picked and taken into prison, sometimes abducted and taken to places that people don't even know. It's happening in this country. And so the root cause, the whole problem is emanating from the fact that this government has failed to deliver on their promises. And I wish that they could deliver on their promises in the remaining 7 months to go before Parliament is dissolved. Failure to which they must now learn or know that in fact their major opposition is not even in the political parties. Opposition now is in the people. The Zambian people themselves are the ones that they are going to face when that time comes. Regards the everyone wanting to run for president, I can tell you, Honorable Mwamba, is that as long as we are in a democracy, people have their right to decide which position that they want to run. And in as much as this is happening, we also know that different political parties will choose, according to their constitutions, the leaders that they're going to put together. And talking about this, the PF is not spared, like many other political parties. That the PF is not spared. A process of getting a president is underway, and you know that we lost our president ourselves, and so soon we should be going to choose a president. And this process is open. It was opened up for anyone who was willing to pay and desirous to lead this country. And what I'm happy about is that when this process is over, the PF is going to have one president, and that one president is the one that is going to be fronted to the alliance partners, the Tonse Alliance, and through there, a leader is going to be nominated, and that leader is going to run the alliance and become subsequent, is then going to be the president of the opposition. And our prayer is that all these opposition political parties are supposed to rethink and evaluate themselves and see what are their chances, okay? If we are going to disintegrate as opposition, what are our chances of winning? First of all, we are in one basket as opposition, meaning that we differ with the ruling. And if we differ with the ruling, then at least we've got a lot of common grounds. So I can assure you that not the opposition in Zambia, and I've seen all the leaders in the opposition, apart from a few that are working with the ruling party. Okay, and those parties definitely will not be deemed as opposition. How would you become an opposition political party if you are working with the government of the day? So the entire opposition is now talking, and there will be consensus very soon in terms of agreeing that we should work together. And for me, really, that is what I would want to see happen. So it's going to settle. It's a matter of time it's going to settle. It's healthy in democracies to have a lot of people wanting to, but also democracy requires that when a vote is cast, a leader is chosen, everyone must rally behind that leader. And so we are going to get there. It's not something to worry much, and I pray that this can be resolved very soon. Yeah.
So, wonderful. Callers, you can now join the debate and ask Honorable Grayford Monde any contribution that you may have, any questions that you may have. The number is crawling down there. You know our famous number 0973078082. A privilege to host Honorable Grayford Monde, former MP for Iteje, former Deputy Minister, former Minister, and is sharing with us the state of the country and proposed solutions. And I think it's time that you participated in the broadcast. Do you have any questions? Make your calls right now. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Mkunge calling from East London.
Bamunkonge mnishan mukai.
Wino wa Mwamba mwa wombeni mkwai.
Yole saletu pala.
Mkwai wa weso twatotera kwena pamashiwi yonse aya. Nomba ine ndikofika wasakamana. Because kulingana na opinion yanji ba UPND bachiningisho ba PF bali bombere bulu sana. Hello, ba PF bali kwatana manifesto isuma na abantu babatemera umwanda wakati bareteka bwino abantu. So after ba UPND basango kwe bati basangwa ni bafeja. So bali karapanyi bamu na twara stashani pakwe bati twikare kofi bwino because abantu na batusepa. Foto wachitana tufiro. So twara bachita step bali amba nomba okumta attack PF. Rafine ba ichitira attack pakwisa pali ruling party ukuma mu opposition kusa ruling party system nomba basaranda chituweshe since twali bachimfya ukuba bepesho obufina abantu bamfwa bakwe bati twikale pali chichipuna. So hapo twafira okubomba again sentuwerere kuli line strategy sentuambyo kona ora PF. PF utamwa kwa tapo chance bali kaka ba PF abenga twara PF bandaji ne fintifya kusana ababura party bayipoka ukunyinshi bali kaka ne ntunguru shireshinga tware chironganiro ntanshi. So na chirai bakfe na chirai staff advice ba Monde mufure mwa ikara sana panshi mwishita sana focus kupoka party because rangu muri munkondo ngamwamone ayi mfutisha alira sana na nguna mkwata makakura bo kuchinja strategy. So mukutumane sana mumone sana baba ndoko bamifunya na popo mu Africa. So mumone hapa kwa bo kufikana bachinja system yambire pali ba maranji na bachinja system ya kwa mungu kumiramvya mashina kiraba miramfishe pakwe bati bamipoke ute konomba pana bambo kuramvya bamifunyisha ilia 11 billion pakwe bati abena Zambia interest muri hope yambyo kurapwa because abena Zambia bali kwatamo hope. So wonfye ko strategy na imbi noti ya kurusha fyo kupoka pacha abantu bali mitemwa. So kutumwa wonfye ko strategy imbi mwaishiba inshira ya kuchitira muri brand leadership na abantu bo muri na bena ukwangufyanya because ababantu ukolekera kofe party inshire mona kwa chikuchabe chintu changu kepo fe bali firo kulekera ko body umfwa ya finange umfwa watu mo party.
Thank you very much, Munkonge. Thank you very much. Let's take some other calls. Thank you, Munkonge. Thank you. Yeah, tabari katila body nga party. That's a difficult one. So callers, call Honorable Grayford Monde is on today. We're glad to host him, former cabinet minister under the economic sector of agriculture and livestock, and he's former MP for Iteje. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yeah, Mr. Zulu calling from Lusaka.
Yes, Mr. Zulu.
Evening, Honorable Grayford Monde. Yeah, mine are always short contributions. I just wanted to encourage Honorable Monde to be speaking more. Yeah, because there's a lot of wisdom in this man, and we appreciate. We need him as a friend. We need such people to be talking. I think if they are talking, even the state of the economy can be the way it is. Then the other issue is I want him to make a comparison. As a person who has been in both the UPND and the PF, and he has held such senior positions in both parties,
I want him to make a comparison in as far as intra-party democracy is concerned, because we've heard the other camp always talking about them being better than the other, but Honorable Monde has walked through both roads, so he's in a better position to tell us or to make comparisons in that area. And in conclusion, Honorable Monde, there's a question that we always ask on this platform. Are you ready to lead and to be led? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Oh, wonderful. Are you ready to be led? Are you ready to lead or to be led? Awa kuchipata wanchita correct ati kamwendo panjila, not kashefe na chilanda ine, but at it's kamwendo munjila. Thank you, Honorable Your Excellency Martha Lungu. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good evening, Honorable.
Good evening.
Pass my greeting to Honorable Monde.
Thank you very much.
Otherwise, my contribution is that he talked of the UPND blocking development when they are in opposition for fear that if the government delivers, means people say no, the government has delivered. Can you ask him, please, I'm asking to clarify, to at least to go into details on that aspect, so that people should know that the so-called being deprived of development was not the wish of the Patriotic Front, but the wish of their leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me still see if I can take some more calls. The caller is asking about the role of an opposition MP. I think you touched on that greatly. Just a minute. Someone is calling on the other line. I don't know, it has dropped somewhere. Thank you. I'll get it just now. We are featuring Honorable Grayford Monde, former MP for Itesteji and former minister. So let's take your calls and you ask him, so that when I pass on, we don't have to be disturbed by calls. Yeah, thank you. There are messages coming in, plenty of messages, but we want to encourage callers. We can read the messages later. Or if you send a voice note is better. We want to hear your voice so that no one says, no, we're manufacturing views. Honorable Monde, maybe just answer those three that have come in, and as I sort out this issue of the phone, then I'll get back to you. Please answer the phones that have the questions that have come so far.
Very well. So let me start from the last caller. And the